Well, it's been a couple more days. My procedure, which is facet joint injections in every vertebrae in my neck. There's like 14 of them, I think. Last time, yeah, they were quite good. There wasn't too much swelling, but this time I don't think he was as careful as he was last time. My neck was all swollen and I was getting nerve pinches all the time. So I didn't do anything yesterday either. So, and now it's evening, right? It's late in the afternoon. And I thought I'll do a bit of work on the crank. Now I've basically got every tool. I've got grinder, I've got saw, I've got power file, I've got cutting discs, I've got sanding discs. I pretty much have access to most metal cutting tools, and I wasn't thinking about my porting tool, right? Thinking like it will just take too long. This is forged iron. Ooh, I've got a splinter of metal in my finger. Wow. So look at that. That took me like 10 minutes. That is amazing. 10 minutes of work to get that. It's almost there. Needs a bit more. It's not quite at 90. Probably about 40 degrees. And it's a little bit off on this side. But the leading edge is there. Look at that. If you like, I can show you a little bit. Important is to have a really steady position to work from. Add a bit more angle. Beautiful. Yep, that's about it. And I can just tidy it up with sandpaper, just get all the sharp edges off, because this is really well worked. If you have a good look. Look at that, that's just beautiful. I just want to clean this up, round this off a bit. And that's probably all I'll be doing, is sharpening the leading edges. I'm thinking 90 degrees is probably right. You could probably go 60 if you really wanted to, but I suggested 90 and they agreed at the engine builders. So this actually cuts off quite quickly. I'm thinking I'm going to be sitting here for a week, but no. I'll show you on this one so you can easily see it. Alright, how quickly it is, because this one hasn't been touched yet. Estimate the angle. Like I said, you need to have a very steady hand and a good mounting point. This really grabs, okay? You have to be really careful, because if it digs in, it's not going to stop. All right, it will not stop. It'll just cut and it'll just wham, take off on you. So I probably should have mounted these brackets a further bit inward so I could use the edge to support myself. I wasn't thinking of that, right? So Anyway, we'll give it another go. Roughly 90. See how quick? And that's pretty much no, not quite one side done. This is a lot thinner than this one. I'm actually quite surprised how light this flywheel is. Yeah, so for me, it was, wait a second. For me, I haven't got the wireless mic joined up yet. It's still, even though the sun is on its way down, it's still 30 plus out here, about 34 I think. So, and I'm a bit of a sweater anyway, so maybe I should wear a headband like Sonny of Best Food Review. He always wears his headband, and I blame him, especially since he works in a lot of Asian countries. But for me, more than likely, this is the best tool for the job. Best tool for the job. So I can probably finish this probably do half of these today in about an hour or so, and then the rest later. And then I'll just show you something to finish this clip. It's a manifold here. So many splinters. Look at that. Look at that, guys. I've got my rock form case, which is magnet. The metal shavings. That's where the magnets in the rock form are. I'm rubbing my pants and it won't go off, and they kept jamming into my skin. That's because the super strong magnet is hanging onto them. Isn't that cool pattern? So it's got the circular magnet, and I think there's 4 little ones, or 2 neodymium magnets. I couldn't wipe it off. The rock form case. Yeah, I can recommend it. It's been a great case so far. Anyway, that's funny. Intake manifold from Annie. 4.7. All right. What I'm going to do. Why am I talking like this? I don't know. Whoa, lots of sharp metal everywhere, man. Whew. I will be cutting this off. Right? I'll cut through there and through there. And you want to know why? Because I want these as templates, so I can put it on top of an aluminium bar and trace them and copy this exact design onto an aluminium bar. So instead of having a plastic one, I'll have aluminium, probably 20 or 25 mil thick, or about an inch for, you know, those Americans back there. I know you're half of my viewers, I understand that. So sorry if I'm picking on you for your old style of measuring. But yeah, about 25 mil to 20 to 25 mil, I'm guessing. So I'll just go for that full thickness. And yeah, or maybe even get someone to measure them up and CNC them or laser cut them. I'm not sure yet. I could do it all by hand, unbeknownst yet, but in my spare time I'm thinking that's probably the best way to go. And then once I've done that, I will get this baby. I will get this one and completely cut these off. Completely cut it off. And then replace the bar I'm going to cut, weld that onto the bar I'm going to cut. So you can see what the plan is, right? And that way it'll also be a little bit lower, a smidgen lower, because if I put another spacer under here, right, it'll end up higher. But this way it'll end up the same as this. This will be the approximate thickness that should be. So it'll be the same height as it is now. I'll cut it off and then weld these back onto the new plates. Because sadly, they never made anything good for the 4.7. I don't know why the 4.7 is such a great engine in my opinion. It's such a little powerhouse for the size. It's basic, simple, but yet the 4.7 has as much power, if not more, than the 5.7 Hemi. So yeah, I just like this engine. I've rebuilt quite a few, not lots, but quite a few engines, V8, 6s, a few diesels, and I really like the design of this one. Yeah, it's very light. That's, I guess, because Europe, it was mostly, a lot of it done in Europe and Austria. So yeah, that's why I guess it's a bit different from the V8s from America, which are usually longer because the pistons are more spaced, the crankshafts are heavier, they have bigger offsets, they have heavier pistons and rods. This is more smaller performance, more like a mix between European and American, I guess. What's your opinion? I had a comment the other day saying that I won't be able to do it because the rods are like paper mache or something, or some reinforced cardboard. And I said, yeah, that's why I'm not using stock rods. I'm going for H-beam, forged H-beams, so which are modified, custom. So yeah, but anyway, the crank is getting there. With this, it won't take as long as I thought it would. But yeah, so they're the plans next, is to cut those off, then cut when that's done and I've got them, not until I've got them, then once I've got them in place, then I'll cut these off and I'll replace them. And I reckon that's a good way of doing it. If anybody has a better idea to make one of these manufactured ram manifolds to fit this engine, a better idea. I know, like I said before, I know Air Ram has adapters, but that's for the 4.6, which is a much earlier V8 by Ford. And there is also it was a short run tool, and it was mostly put, I believe, in Cobra, in their Cobra model cars, and so very limited as well, and not a lot available, because that's the only engine I believe that works on. If the spacers worked for the later Coyote, then yeah, I'll probably use the spacers for air ram, because it would make my life a lot easier. I would either weld the spacers onto these or just put spacers under here. But I don't like the style, what is it? Oldfield or Hatfield style intake. Yeah, I don't know, I don't like how it looks, and that's important to me. If it doesn't look right, I'll always be looking at it going, yeah, I wish I hadn't have done that. Ooh, I wish I hadn't have done that. I like this sort of more modern look better. I would really love to have a Steve Morris intake. Oh, that'd be beautiful. A big CNC job. I think they're about either around 4,000 or 5,000, I think, US, fully CNC'd. And for that price, if I asked him nicely, because Steve is a really nice guy, Steve Morris, he would probably straight away make it to suit this engine if I asked nicely, I think. But I just don't have that sort of money to spend that sort of money on just an intake manifold. I don't have it. So this is about 400 on eBay, and I don't, still a lot of money, but and I was actually quite surprised the other day. I wasn't aware. Follow me. You can follow me now. I have a robot that follows me. I've actually got a new camera that was given to me by my daughter. I thought the box was empty, but inside the foam, in the box, there was fuel rails. But I think the fuel injector spaces are different to the 4.7. I haven't checked yet. But I'm also not sure if these are big enough, because the lines are going to be -8. I don't think these will flow enough. Not enough. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'll ask Tristan at WTF at Quick Shift on YouTube, and because this is tiny compared to, I know it's only the return line, but that's tiny compared to what fuel line I'm going to be using. I'm going to be running 3 Walbro pumps, don't forget, because I'll be running E85. So you're automatically using 25% more fuel to get the same sort of power. So then you're doubling or tripling the horsepower. So yeah, wide open throttle, it's going to guzzle. But yeah, it came with everything. There was actually the same ones for like 100 and something more, and I thought I was paying 100 and something more on the others because it had fuel rails, and I'm thinking I don't need fuel rails because I don't believe these will be big enough. And then I opened the box, and lo and behold, inside the foam on the bottom, I'm thinking, hang on, this foam is quite heavy. There's these, well, they look CNC'd or cast and machined, I'm not really sure. Fuel rails and the fuel line and all the rubbers and seals and screws. I'm quite impressed with the velocity. I think my son would probably like to put it on his Mustang. I really do think he would. Maybe if I get enough subscribers, we will do that for him. But I'll need a lot more subscribers. Yeah, so anyway, one thing leads to another in this workshop. There's so much to do that no matter where I turn, I have jobs, right? There's jobs everywhere. There's jobs on the Jeep, there's jobs on the engines, there's jobs on the crank, there's jobs on the body, there's jobs everywhere. So that'll do for this clip, and my name is Rick. Thank you for watching, and I appreciate that you were here. I would love your feedback, and I'll continue probably for another hour or so on this crankshaft, and then I'll call it a night. I've already been to the hospital today, this morning, and then I thought, oh, as soon as I get back I'll do more, but then I started hurting and cramping in my neck. And then I picked up my daughter from school, and I thought, yeah, I'll have a go for a little bit. So here I am now. So, and I haven't uploaded for a week, so I'm sorry about that. I'm going to do a short as well, probably tomorrow, but that is nothing to do with the Jeep. It's about tools. But if you like, you know, you can watch it, of course. But yeah, it's just, I found that the shorts attract a lot of new faces, and I like a lot of new faces on my channel. I really hope that one day this channel will be slightly successful, so that that the money can help a little bit towards the projects, and helping others too. I would love other Jeepers to come here one day and work, and I help them on small projects on their vehicles, because once mine is done, I mean, this is a once in a lifetime build for me. Like, it's only because my family are supporting me doing this, and yeah, so I could not, I've never been able to do anything like this before, but according to them I deserve it. So I'm not about to say no to such a wonderful opportunity to make such a engine that my heart has always dreamt of building, right? So please subscribe to see more stuff. There will be driving clips coming up, traveling trips while we're away, some motorbike clips, anyway, anything interesting that is motor related, and if there's enough people that view it, then I'll continue doing it while I'm away. I will miss the project while I'm away, yeah, and you guys will be there. I will have internet, so I'll be able to communicate with you guys, and I look forward to that. So we're leaving in about 3 weeks, so yeah, I'm still waiting to hear back from ARM, or yeah, from Nick, when the pistons and rods are going to be here. He organized the parts for me because it's even more difficult here in Australia, and so he had it all made and machined over there. There was companies that made pistons here, but the feedback I got from people is that they were not quite there yet. That they're making them, but they need to improve. And for something like this, it was just, the quality was just off the mark, you know. For a normal project, probably fine, but for 1,000+ horsepower, not fine. So anyway, I can keep talking till my lips fall off, I guess. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Promise? Bye bye.